The psychosocial channel is usually associated with calm moments, quiet fishing trips, IRL streams, everyday life casually captured on camera. But during one outing near New Braunfels, Texas, what began as a peaceful kayak session slowly turned into something deeply unsettling. So much so that the creator stopped everything, grabbed his phone, and contacted the police. It started like any other stream, a kayak on the river, gentle movement through the water, the kind of evening meant for relaxation. Nothing felt out of place, until he drifted beneath a bridge. That's when the natural sounds were abruptly broken. A noise cut through the air, sharp, sudden, and impossible to ignore.
I think I'm on stream. Those birds freaked out. What the hell is that noise? I'm going over there. I don't know if the stream is working or not yet, but I need to hear whatever the hell's happening over there. Hey, do y'all hear that screaming? Is that something I should be like worried about? Whew. I think my day is about to be ruined. Ugh.
A scream, loud, desperate, coming from directly beneath the bridge. At first, confusion, then immediate concern. He calls out toward the sound, asking if someone needs help. Others nearby, some of them under the bridge, admit they hear it too, yet no one moves to investigate. That's when he decides something isn't right. If someone is screaming like that, they're not okay. But the strangest part comes next. The moment he shouts back, the screaming stops, instantly, as if someone was forced into silence or realized they had been heard. That timing lingers heavily in his mind. Was it someone in pain, a mental health crisis, or something far worse? Unable to ignore it, he calls emergency services and reports everything. The location, the sound, the sudden silence. After the call, he gets out of the kayak and climbs up to look for himself. What he finds is disturbing, yet inconclusive.
Is anyone up here? You see anyone? No? Which way did you see him walk?
This way.
That way? Yeah, I mean, definitely at least one, if not a couple people living here.
There are signs that someone had been living there. Scattered belongings, what appears to be a makeshift shelter beneath the bridge, but no people. No response when he calls out again. No visible struggle, no evidence to explain the screams he just heard. The scene answers nothing and raises even more questions. Was it someone experiencing a severe mental break? Or someone attacked, silenced, just moments before help could arrive? The thought that a person could have been harmed or taken just out of sight is terrifying. Even more unsettling is the timing. The silence didn't feel natural, it felt deliberate. Some might suggest an echo from a nearby tunnel, but the creator is firm. The sound came from under the bridge. He knows it. Others there confirmed it. The audio alone doesn't capture the full experience, but being there, in that moment, he was certain. To this day, no missing persons have been reported from that area. No official follow-up. No explanation. And somehow, that may be the most disturbing part of the entire story. The Outdoor Gear Review is a channel created for people who feel connected to the outdoors. Hiking, backpacking, quiet nights in nature, and real, honest exploration. The channel is run by Luke, a family man first and an outdoorsman second. Most of his videos are calm, practical, focused on experience, not drama. But this one stands apart.
And they're not really fully burning either. They are a pain to get going though. I've had to like light these, relight, light again. But now they're finally taking off.
This was supposed to be a simple camping trip. Rain, a fire, and a quiet evening alone in the forest. As Luke sat by the fire, listening to the rain fall around him, something interrupted the calm. A sharp crack, like a stick snapping under weight. Luke stood up. He grabbed his flashlight and slowly scanned the area around the campsite. Trees, wet ground, darkness. No movement, no figure, no sound, nothing. He returned to the fire, standing close to the warmth, trying to shake it off.
I could have swore I heard something walking through the woods. Something big enough to break branches and whatnot. There are black bear up here, but that would be highly irregular for them to come this close to camp. I definitely heard something though. I just don't know what.
And then, it happened again. Another crack, the same sound, close. Luke checked the area once more, sweeping the light through the trees. Again, nothing. No one there. No explanation. The forest went quiet, but the feeling didn't. The night passed without anything else happening. No voices, no footsteps, only rain and that heavy stillness that refuses to settle. By morning, Luke packed up and began to leave camp, following the same trail he had taken the day before. And then he stopped. Blocking the path was a large tree. This wasn't a small branch, it was heavy, solid, and it hadn't been there yesterday. Luke examined it carefully. The root base had been snapped off, but there was no stump nearby, no torn earth, no disturbed ground, no drag marks, nothing that explained how it got there. A person could technically move something like this, but in a forest like this, without leaving signs?
This was not here yesterday. I'm so confused, everybody. This is a large tree. You can see here that the root base has been snapped off. But the question that I have is, where did it come from? It didn't come out of the ground right here or anywhere around here. This is perplexing. Okay. I'm just not sure what to think or what to say. This is without a doubt unusual. I don't know. What I do know is that this was not here yesterday when we made our way through the forest. Interesting, everyone. Very interesting. One person could technically move it, just by dragging it around, but that'd be a ton of work. And it would be difficult to do in a forest like this.
That explanation didn't fit. Luke admitted his confusion. He didn't know what to think. He didn't know what to say. But one thing was certain. That tree was not there the day before. Not a feeling, a fact. After searching the area and finding no answers, Luke made a decision. He left, not in panic, but with quiet unease. To this day, he doesn't know what caused those sounds near the fire. He doesn't know how the tree ended up across the trail, and he doesn't know what moved through the forest that night. All he knows is that something felt wrong, and the forest never explained itself. Voyager Overland is a channel about exploration, long overland trips, remote camping, and places far beyond where most people go. They travel deep into the wilderness using jeeps, looking for quiet camps and untouched landscapes. Most of the time, their videos show calm, no fear, no drama, just nature, distance, and silence.
Dark, kind of interesting. And we pull into camp and oh my god, is it dark. So this guy at that gas station tells me he knows what we saw. So I bought him a coffee and he told us a story. Apparently him and his dad used to hunt in this area, and well, they've had some strange occurrences, if you will. And he's telling me they kind of refuse to come this way anymore. So he tells me the story that his dad told him, actually.
But during one trip in the Alberta Rockies, something changed. At night, their camera captured something unexplained.
This unfolded while we slept, but we weren't ready for what came next.
A figure moving in the darkness. The footage spread quickly. Some believed it was Bigfoot, others said a skinwalker. Some thought it was a person. No one knew for sure.
What's that smoke?
What smoke?
At the fireplace.
What? What the frick? What the hell is that? Where's that smoke coming from? What the hell? It's coming from inside. There's nothing in here.
Morning came quietly. The rain had stopped. The forest was silent. They slept well. By sunrise, the plan was simple. Make coffee, check the camera footage. At the very least, they expected to see wildlife. That's when they noticed something strange. Smoke. Not drifting through the forest, not from a distant fire. Smoke coming from the cabin. There was no fire inside. No one had been there. Yet the smell of wood smoke was real.
There's nothing in here.
I heard something. Did you hear that?
Freaking sounded like a moose or some of that, but
It was loud.
like bigger and not like a moose. It even smells like wood smoke. Well, where the hell is it coming from? What? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
The frick was that? Hey! Hello?
I'm out of here. I don't like this.
No, it's time to pack up and get the hell out of here. Did I leave that? I did leave that.
Then they heard it. Loud, deep. Not a moose, not anything familiar. Something bigger. That was enough. They didn't investigate further. They packed up, and they left.
It's one thing to see something that we caught on camera at night, but I tell you that what we saw during the day, that's kind of next level. I can't wait to go back and check out the footage, which we never got a chance to see because we just packed up and got the hell out of there. So I guess that guy that I saw at the gas station was right. There's a lot of stuff going on there that I don't understand. If you know what's going on, if you've seen something like this, just in the comments, tell me what's going on. I'd appreciate it. But I don't know if I could ever camp there again, to be honest.
Nope.
Seeing something strange on camera at night is one thing, but encountering something unexplained in daylight, that's different. To this day, they don't know what caused the smoke. They don't know what made those sounds, and they don't know if they'll ever camp there again. Some journeys give you views, others leave you with questions. Exploring with Angelo is a channel built around exploration, abandoned places, remote locations, and camps far from people. Angelo often travels alone, documenting places most wouldn't visit, especially at night. This video started like any other. He drove for hours, found a remote spot, and set up camp near the water. A tent, a fire, nothing unusual.
I do gotta package up the leftover steaks. I'll eat them anyways. Honestly, they were really disappointing. So I cut into, some of them were like perfectly cooked. So chewy. Like I didn't even want to continue eating them because they were so bad. I know I'm like ranting about Walmart, but screw you, Walmart Canada. You screwed me over tonight. Tomorrow, Costco.
As night fell, Angelo sat by the fire, talking to the camera. Calm, relaxed. Then it happened. A sound. Not loud, not sudden. A cough. Clear, human, coming from behind him. He stopped talking, listened, tried to understand what he had just heard. There was no one else around. The area was empty, but the sound felt close, too close.
Anyways, let's run a spirit box and just see what comes through. Why did it just sound like somebody coughed? Hello? That was fuck. Somebody back there? It legit sounded like it was behind me.
From that moment on, the night changed. More sounds followed. Clapping, movement in the bushes, what sounded like voices, then silence. Sometimes it felt distant, other times right behind the camp. Angelo tried to explain it away. Wind, a train in the distance, animals. But the sounds didn't behave like any of those. They seemed to move, to circle the camp. The longer the night went on, the more uneasy he became. Alone, in the dark, with something he couldn't see.
Okay. Somebody just clapped again. Who's there?
Leo.
Who the hell is Leo? Huh? Alright, I'm gonna go check. Hello? Like, it legit sounded like it was right back there. What the fuck could that have been? Like, it sounded... I don't know. Man, it's so cold. This is crazy how cold it is for August. Somebody out here? Show yourself. Can't tell if that's a train or not. It's very loud. Well, so far no wolves like last night. That was creepy. For a second I almost up and left. I don't know. I can't seem to figure this out. It just doesn't really make sense. What the f? No, it just came from back there. Like, it legit sounded like it came from, like, where those boats are. Alright, who's there? What the hell are we dealing with right now? I swear I just heard somebody talking. Are they back there? Alright, I'm kind of low-key freaking out. What the fuck is going on? Someone there?
Eventually he armed himself, not to investigate, but to feel safe. Even then, the noises didn't stop. Rocks falling, something moving near the boats, a sound close enough to make him freeze. By that point, he wasn't curious anymore. He was shaken.
But for tonight, and I might actually do some shooting. I have not shot in a long time, and yeah, I just think that would be a lot of fun. So I might chill for a moment or two. I gotta grab some more wood. I brought all the wood over to the shelter, so now I gotta bring it all back if I want to use it, because I thought it was gonna rain. And it decided it didn't want to rain, so, yeah. Okay, what the f was that? Okay, something really weird is going on. Kinda glad I have this on me now. Let's go check it out. That's loud. What was that? It sounded like rocks. I swear, all tonight is me legit pacing back and forth. It's like someone's trying to mess with me. Hello? Hello? Who's out here? It's like someone's trying to f with me out here. It could very well be those people. I don't know. Who's out here? Okay. What the f was that? Who's there? Either that or it's a f***ing moose. I don't know. Like I'm waiting for like a moose or something to come out. So, I thought I saw eyes in there, but for those of you who have no idea, bull moose are territorial, and they will f*** you up, but not if I f*** them up first. I don't know, too fucking weird. It literally sounded like a bunch of rocks, like all simultaneously fell. I don't know what that was. I don't know, I don't see anything. Alright, anyway. That's enough for tonight. I'm legitimately freaked out. That is for damn sure. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna sleep. But we'll try. Now I heard a vehicle. fucking weird.
By morning, the fog rolled in. The lake looked different, silent, eerie. Nothing else happened during the night, but the feeling stayed. Angelo packed up and left the area. To this day, he doesn't know what caused that cough. He doesn't know what moved around his camp, and he doesn't know if it was one thing or several. Some places are just quiet. Others remind you how alone you really are. In October 2019, Sky, a YouTuber from the channel Swamp Wiley, set out on a solo camping trip to the Landadine Estate in Scotland. The area is normally popular with hikers and outdoor enthusiasts, but almost from the beginning, Sky felt that something was off. He decided to record everything on his phone. What he captured would later send chills down the spines of his viewers. Sky was heading toward a planned meeting point where his friends were already setting up camp when a sudden realization hit him. Someone was watching him. With no idea who this person was or what they wanted, Sky made a sharp turn into a thicker, darker part of the forest, hoping to lose whoever was following him.
I don't want to sound like a big pansy. This is really freaking me out. Somebody is actually following me, and it's freaky, man. Like, not messing about with that guy. Right, I'm gonna walk faster. Get up to my paddles. That's freaky, man. That's freaky. Just get beyond the joke.
Instead of backing off, the mysterious figure continued moving, straight towards Sky's friend's campsite. Fearing that they could be in danger, Sky made a risky decision. Instead of running away, he chose to follow the stranger from a distance. After tracking the man for some time, he suddenly vanished without a trace. Shaken and exhausted, Sky stopped to catch his breath and pulled out his phone to call his friends. That's when the situation took a terrifying turn.
Oh, Jesus! Get out! Oh, get out! Shit! Jesus! Fucking river.
Out of nowhere, the same man appeared directly above him. Panicking, Sky took off running as fast as he could. Behind him, the figure gave chase, holding a flickering torch that lit up the darkness of the forest. Later, Sky would admit that this was one of the most frightening moments of his entire life. To this day, he has no idea who that man was, but he strongly believes the stranger's intentions were anything but harmless. This channel is known for extreme solo adventures. No crew, no backup, just one man pushing himself into the wild. He travels to some of the most remote places on Earth, jungles, mountains, frozen rivers, testing how long he can survive completely alone. In this video, he decided to run a quiet experiment, Early spring camping, cold nights, no tent, only a tarp between him and the darkness. At first, everything felt manageable. The weather held, the camp was stable, almost too calm.
It's supposed to rain all day, but it looks like it's not going to rain. I checked the weather radar again. Looks like I'm right in this clear patch between two systems, so I'm right in the sweet spot to miss it. I see lightning far off in the distance over here, and every time I check the weather, it's showing me that there's less and less chance of it raining today. Great, but not great. I think it would have been fun if it was raining today. But hey, that's kind of lucky. Now I can just have like a nice sweet night out here.
Then night fell. That's when things started to change. The light around the camp didn't behave normally. Shadows shifted in unnatural ways. The darkness felt closer, heavier. While lying under the tarp, he began to hear it. Strange noises, unclear. Not quite wind, not quite animals. Sounds moved around the camp, close enough to be unsettling, but never close enough to see. Alone in the wilderness, half awake, your mind starts asking questions you don't want answered. Was it just the forest settling, or something watching, waiting for him to fall asleep? Even now, there's no clear explanation. This channel is built around exploration, wild camping, and forgotten places, mixing local history, folklore, and raw outdoor experiences. No staged moments, no overreaction. Just a man, his camper van, and the silence of remote locations. Most of the time the trips are calm, almost peaceful, but sometimes the night doesn't stay quiet. This trip was supposed to be simple. The first night out in the camper van, a quiet spot, no weather issues, no reason to worry. He lay down, relaxed, and slowly drifted off to sleep. Everything felt peaceful, until it didn't.
Yeah, that pub, the Cross Inn, I think it's called. It were like, have you seen American Werewolf in London where they walk into a pub? Everyone just stops and stares at them. You made me miss. Yeah, we're like that. Bit strange.
In the middle of the night, he suddenly woke up. Not to movement, not to footsteps, but to a sound. Something that sounded like screaming. Sharp, distant, human, or close enough to make the stomach drop. For a moment, he just lay there, listening, trying to understand what he was hearing. Was it someone calling out? An animal? A bird? He couldn't tell. The sound echoed through the darkness, making the silence feel heavier than before.
I ended up lying down for a bit, but I ended up just drifting off to sleep. It's been peaceful though, but I've just woken up to what sounded like someone screaming. I can't figure out what that is. Must be some type of bird. Let me know in comment if you know what it is.
By morning, there were no signs of anyone nearby. No movement, no explanation. Only the memory of that sound and the uneasy feeling it left behind. He later asked viewers if they recognized it, suggesting it could be some kind of bird. But even now, there's no clear answer. And that's what makes moments like this unsettling. Sometimes when you camp alone in the wild, the night reminds you how small you really are. This footage comes from the channel Exploring with Angelo, a channel known for remote camping and unsettling nights in isolated places. They set up camp deep in the mountains, far from civilization, in an area already known for its strange atmosphere.
Or like protective of
for sure.
obviously.
For sure.
But like I said, I feel like there's a different vibe. Like it's not like it's more intense than the other, but it's just a totally different vibe from the Appalachian Mountains to the Rockies. So it has its own vibe, I guess. And you said there was miners in the area? Like
Yeah,
they did mining on
this
there?
whole area, that's what it was. That's what it was being used for. Mining, logging.
Do you know what they mine for?
I'm not too sure.
As they sat by the fire, talking casually, the first sound broke the calm. A metallic clank. Then another. It didn't sound like an animal. It sounded mechanical, as if something solid had been struck in the dark. Moments later, a sharp whistle echoed through the trees. The unsettling part wasn't just the sound, it was the direction. It seemed to come from two places at once. After a brief discussion, Angelo made a decision. He would go alone. A narrow trail led upward into the darkness, cutting into the side of the mountain.
I'm starting to get cold. Those metal noises?
Something rattled. Hello? I was like, what?
Yeah. That was definitely not an animal. That was weird though. It kinda,
Yes, I did.
It kind of almost sounded like it resonated from two different directions.
I heard it from here, but also, I don't know if it was an echo, but it also was like there. I don't know if that
Yeah,
makes
that's what
sense.
I'm saying. It sounded like it was in like two different spots at the same time.
There was a whistle too, like moments before.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's happening, but I'm getting drawn to that path.
Yeah? Did you see eyes?
As he climbed, the forest grew heavier. Footsteps, low grunts, movement in the brush just beyond the light. Then, silence. Angelo stopped. Ahead of him, in the darkness, he believed he saw a man. But something was wrong. The figure's face appeared distorted, as if part of it was missing. The moment lasted only seconds, but it was enough. Fear took over. He turned back, heading down the mountain toward camp.
It definitely looks like a trail. I don't know if this is gonna like legit lead me back up to the top. Hello? Anything out here? Of course I had to pick the hard route, going uphill. For a sec I thought I heard movement over there. Like there's clearly nothing reflective. Look at all that. Anything out here? Oh, spooky. Man, this spot is just something else. We're debating on maybe coming back here tomorrow again. I mean, we got to go back down after morning, but we might come back. Ow, feels like something just pinched the back of my neck. What the f was that? Okay, that sounds like a creak, but that was something else. Hello? It's just a little more, but you know what? Hang on a second. I just want to keep this in more of a ready position, just in case. I definitely heard something moving over there, though. Move things around in my pocket so that way I'm... Something there? Like whatever it was loud. And those like metal clanking noises were very strange. There's no one else here. Like no other cars have pulled in and out. Weird. Oh! What was that? I just heard something. It's like a grunt. There's something there. I can't tell. Oh man, this is getting really weird. I don't know if this actually goes to the top. I'm really confused. It's like really steep though. I heard a thump. That's just Lomar. Okay, I feel like something's really wrong right now. Is it just me or is there something there? Oh, I thought I saw something. This is just getting weirder and weirder as we progress. I hear metal. Oh, what the fuck? What the oh my god. What the fuck was that? Oh man, I just saw someone. What the f? Dude. What? Oh my. What in the f was that? Oh, I heard a voice. Holy shit. Holy crap, I literally just saw something. Whoa. Okay. Well, that was f***ed up.
Back at the fire, things got worse. His partner admitted seeing something too, a dark figure surrounded by mist with a face staring out from within the shadows. Different descriptions, same conclusion. Whatever was in those woods that night was not imagined. They never found an explanation for the sounds, they never found tracks, they never found answers. Only the feeling that they had been watched and followed in the dark. In the next video, Brandon from the channel Brandon Explore shared what he described as the worst camping experience of his life. It all began with a trip to the scenic seaside town of Clacton-on-Sea, located on the southeast coast of England. Just a couple of miles south lies another coastal settlement, Jaywick. Despite the short distance between them, the contrast couldn't be more extreme. While Clacton is often listed as one of the happiest places to live in Britain, Jaywick is infamous for the opposite reason. It is widely known as the poorest town in England. Curious to see whether the stories were exaggerated, Brandon decided to spend the night there, parking his van in Jaywick as darkness fell. At 1:30 a.m., the town's reputation proved to be painfully real.
Hey!
Right, whoever the that was has now gone. I'm gonna get out of here. Oh my god. Oh, fuck's sake.
Brandon was jolted awake by the sound of someone violently pulling on the door handle of his van. Before he could react, a window was suddenly smashed. According to Brandon, the moment he shouted, the intruder vanished into the darkness. Both he and his viewers initially assumed it was a thief, someone searching for an easy target. A quick online search seemed to confirm that theory. Jaywick ranks among the areas with the highest crime rates in the UK. Up to 62% of residents are unemployed, with little hope for stable work. For many, theft has become a means of survival rather than a choice. Even though the incident left him shaken, Brandon admitted that it wouldn't stop him from camping altogether. Next time, however, he plans to be far more careful when choosing where to spend the night. Creepy Outdoors is a channel where a lone explorer documents his nighttime visits to remote and unnamed natural locations. No music, no special effects, only raw moments in the dark. In October 2022, he uploaded a video filmed during a solo hike through an unnamed forest. From the very beginning, the atmosphere feels unsettling. For several minutes, there is almost complete silence. Only his breathing, soft footsteps, and the forest around him. Walking alone in the woods at night is never predictable. You don't know if you might encounter a wild animal, or something else entirely. As the video continues, the blogger makes a few calm observations. Nothing seems out of place. The forest appears empty. There are no visible signs of anyone else nearby. However, around 13 minutes into the recording, the mood suddenly shifts. From deep within the forest, a disturbing sound can be heard. A voice from far away. "I see you."
Man, this place is so lonely. Imagine just being lost out here. It feels like this would never end. Oh, hi. What the hell? I need to get out of here. Oh, boy. Ooh. Okay. That was fucking creepy. I need to get out of here. Ooh.
The sound seems to come from hundreds of meters away. At first, it could be mistaken for a coyote or a fox, but the words sound unsettlingly clear, almost human. One possible explanation is another hiker attempting to scare him. The YouTuber had been talking and making noise, possibly revealing his location to someone nearby. Someone who decided to turn fear into entertainment. Yet, that explanation raises more questions than answers. Why would anyone else be wandering through the same isolated forest at the same time in complete darkness? What makes the moment even more disturbing is the timing. The voice calls out right after the explorer turns off his flashlight, almost as if it was waiting. Later, the sound repeats near the campfire. His dogs suddenly begin barking, clearly alarmed, as if they sense something approaching. Thankfully, the blogger makes it back to his camp unharmed, and he continues to upload outdoor videos to this day. But what or who called out to him that night remains unknown. Sam is a YouTuber from Cleveland, Georgia, who has been uploading hiking and stealth camping videos to his channel The Northwest Wind since 2016. Stealth camping, for those unfamiliar, means parking a van or setting up camp without permission, often in places where no one expects anyone to be, from quiet city areas to deep, isolated forests. In January 2024, Sam uploaded a video documenting what was supposed to be a quiet overnight stealth camp in the forest near Cleveland. He left his van parked in a local park and continued several hundred yards on foot into the woods. Not far along the trail, he discovered something unsettling. A tent completely torn apart. It was strange and honestly unsettling, but Sam decided to continue anyway.
There's somebody, hang on. I don't know if they could see it or not through the tent. I don't think so. I'm leaning right up against the light, but somebody's walking around out there very close to the tent.
After setting up his own camp deeper in the forest, Sam began preparing dinner on his small camping stove as the sun slowly disappeared behind the trees. That's when he noticed something that immediately changed the mood. Several people walked past his campsite. They didn't say anything, they didn't stop, but Sam admits he suddenly had a bad feeling, the kind of feeling you're not supposed to ignore. Most experienced campers would tell you that when your instincts say something is wrong, you should pack up and leave. Sam chose to stay.
Hello? Hello? They're really close. They're like 10 feet away. I think there's 2 people. I can't tell. I can barely hear them talking. They're whispering. I think there's 2 people. Hello? I think there's 2 of them. They're coming closer to the tent. They have to know that I'm in here. I'm gonna try and just be silent. Hang on. They're walking around outside in circles. Hello? Hello? Alright, I don't like this. Hello? Hello? They're touching my tent. Stop. They're right outside the tent. Hello? I'm in here. Hello? 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 Alright, I'm getting the f*** out of here. Hello? Hello? I don't know what the f*** this is, but we're getting out of here. Hang on. Hello? Okay, they're walking away now. What do you want? What do you want? I have a knife. Where's my knife? They're f***ing with me. They're f***ing with me here. Holy crap, get away, what do you want? Hello, I can't see you. Hello? All right, I'm getting out of here. We're getting the hell out of here. Hello? What do you want? Say something, I see you.
Later that night, once inside his tent, things took a disturbing turn. Footsteps could be heard outside. At first, they were faint, then closer, then unmistakably nearby. Sam calls out, asking who's there. No answer. He calls out again, and again. After several attempts, the fear becomes real.
I think they went this way. I see you. Get away! Alright, I'm spooked. I don't like this. Get my headlamp on and we're getting out of here right now. They're just standing there. They're just standing there. What do you want? Leave me alone! They went over that way. I can't see them now. I know you're there. I see you.
Eventually, the sounds stop. Silence. Believing whoever it was might have left, Sam carefully exits his tent. That's when he realizes something horrifying. 2 figures are standing in the woods, just a few feet away from him. Not moving, not speaking, just watching.
All right, they're moving again. I don't know. I'm getting out of here. We're going. I'll come back for this some other time. All right, get the hell out of here. I'm leaving. Don't follow me. I don't know where to go. I don't know which way to get out of here. I smell your cigarette. I can hear you. I hear you.
Panicked and overwhelmed, Sam makes the decision to abandon the camp and return to his van. As he moves back toward the park, he looks behind him and sees the figures going through his campsite, touching his belongings. He doesn't stop. He runs. Then it gets worse. They start chasing him through the forest.
Ow! Mother. Ow! 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 I just ate. Ow! I'm in prickers. Okay. Ow! Mother. Ow! Ow! What the fuck? Okay. I don't see or hear anybody. All right, this is a clearing here.
I just tripped over that. Ow. Oh, my knee. My poor knee. All right, here's a clearing. This has got to lead back to the main trail. I don't know where they are. It's all foggy up here. I got water in my headlamp. I don't know where to go. I don't see or hear anybody anymore. I hear them coming. Can't see the shadow. Here's a path. Okay, get me there. I'm recording all of this. I'm calling up police. All right, I'm back on the path. Back on the path. Okay. Get away from me! All right.
Sam eventually reaches his van and escapes safely. Later, he tells viewers everything that happened that night. Many people in the comments accuse the video of being staged, arguing that no one would keep filming while running through the woods in fear. But panic affects people differently. As for who those men were, or what they wanted, no one knows. If it was meant as a joke, it was a cruel one. And if Sam hadn't trusted his instincts and run when he did, this story could have ended very differently. The channel Outdoor Girl Sophie is all about solo camping, simple shelters, and quiet nights in nature. No special effects, no scary edits, just real moments alone in the wilderness. This was her first experience camping solo in a shelter. She arrived before nightfall and had everything set up while the sky was still bright. The forest around her was silent, almost peaceful.
Oh, it's gonna be a little bit scary. I have only done solo camping in my tent, where I'm kind of hidden, or at least I have something around me. But that also does that I cannot see what's going on outside the tent and tell what all the noises are coming from. Where here I can just look out and see, oh.
Later during editing, she noticed something unusual. Deep in the forest behind her, there was a small flicker of light, dim but steady. She hadn't noticed it while filming, but now, pointing it out with the camera, she wondered if anyone else could see it. At first, she tried to stay calm. Maybe it was a distant house, or a car lost among the trees. But the light didn't move like headlights. As darkness grew, the light became harder to explain. It appeared, then vanished. No sounds, no footsteps, just silence. She stood perfectly still, listening to the forest around her, and gradually the feeling of being alone began to change.
This ended up being quite a late dinner, but it was very good. 2 hot dogs. Now I'm full. Oh, I actually could have eaten one more, but 2 was enough. Now it's already dark, so I had to bring out my flashlight. And now the forest is starting to make a lot of sounds. I don't know what it is. As soon as it gets dark, all sounds just becomes a little bit scary.
The forest no longer felt empty. Whatever that light was, it wasn't supposed to be there, and she was no longer truly alone. Grizzly Gaz is a creator who explores the outdoors, local history, and folklore. His channel is built around wild camping, strange places, and real experiences in the woods. No scripts, no actors, just real nights alone in remote locations, and whatever comes with them.
No, I really do love this place down here, and I'm not going to get bullied out of it, whether it's wild pigs, dodgy dudes. Oh, that's creepy. Someone crouching down in front of the camera.
This place wasn't new to him. He'd been camping here for years, a hidden spot deep in the woods, untouched for over a decade. But last year, things started to change. At night, he heard branches snapping, rocks being thrown into the river, strange animal sounds mixed with something that didn't feel natural. One night, his trail camera caught someone moving around the camp. Later, the camera disappeared. Still, he came back. That evening, he was sitting by the fire, relaxed, watching the flames, when suddenly, a man appeared behind him. So close, it nearly made his heart stop. They talked. The man spoke about drugs, violence, his past. Grizzly Gaz shared his food with him. Everything felt uncomfortable, but calm, until he turned his back for just a moment.
Right, we've got steaks on go now. Bit of ribeye. Pot boiling for some mash. And I've got a visitor. Creeped up behind me asking me if I had a light. I shit me pants. This is Martin anyway. I don't know him, but he's stopping for a steak, so...
Just some random creep wandering about.
You went round here in a poncho a couple of months ago, were you?
I don't think I was.
Right, gonna get these cooked up. Didn't do much filming because of that lad, Martin, who creeped up behind me asking for a light. We were homeless, so I fed him some steak and some mashed potato, and he's gone on his way. So I'm just going to enjoy this fire now, kick back for a bit, then wait and see what the night brings. But what do you think, mate? I did ask Martin if he's been creeping about in these woods before, but he said he hadn't. Mind you, he's wrong build, isn't he? Than what I caught on my trail camera. I'm going to be on Noya now tonight as well. Thinking, is he going to come back? Because he wasn't a normal homeless person, if you know what I mean. After I fed him, he scurried straight off. And I've just tried using my night vision, and the batteries have gone on it, even though I've charged them up. Hopefully trail camera batteries will be alright tonight. Right, I'm going to chill out now by fire and just watch poor man's telly for a bit. The more I think about it, the stranger it gets. Fed that lad, and let's be honest, he were a junkie, right? Fed him, talking about life and how he got to where he is and drugs and whatnot, and then turned around to cut some firewood up. So I cut a couple of logs up, and when I turned back round, he'd gone. So scanned about, and he was just walking off into darkness. So I said, see you later, pal. He went, yeah, see ya, and just left. And I just found that really fucking strange. Note's gone missing or out, he hadn't taken out, but the fact that he just left without saying out has put the EBGBs up me, because he's going for two things. One, got to tell his mates there's a guy camping out with a load of filming equipment, and two, he's gone to score because he needs his fix. And even then, if he goes and scores, has his fix, talking with his mates while he's high. And I don't want to be having to fight off a load of smackheads at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? But I've left my trail camera down there, so we'll go back in the morning and see if he's been. But my gut were telling me, don't stay there. So I packed up, thrown a load of water on fire. Now I'm making my way out. But I'll see you in the morning.
When he looked back, the man was gone. No sound, no goodbye, just walking away into the darkness. That's when fear kicked in, because this didn't feel like a normal encounter. Either the man was going to get his fix, or he was coming back with others. Trusting his instincts, Grizzly Gaz packed up and left, but he left one thing behind, the trail camera. The next morning he returned, and it was gone, again. Some places don't want visitors, and some encounters are better left in the woods. The channel Work Less, Enjoy Life More focuses on slow living, solo camping, and peaceful nights deep in nature. No horror setup, no acting, just real moments alone in the woods. This trip started like any other. He parked his camper van in a remote forest and settled in for the night.
All right, we're gonna be doing a cowboy ribeye steak. Never had one of these before. I probably should have set it out a little bit earlier, but we're gonna give the cast iron a little bit of time to heat up. So I'm just gonna go put this on that little stove right now.
While sitting inside the camper van eating his meal, he suddenly heard a loud sound outside. At first, he tried to explain it away. Maybe a stick snapping, maybe a branch falling from a tree. Still, it didn't sound right. The forest went quiet again. Too quiet. After a while, he decided to step outside and sit by the fire.
Probably just a stick though. Like a branch falling out of a tree or something. There's been times where I'm out here, or not out here, but in the woods, and you know, you just hear something you can't explain, and you know, I don't know, it just gets your anxiety all worked up.
The fire felt calming. The warmth helped him relax. For a moment, everything felt normal. Then the sound returned. The same sharp scraping noise, slower this time, closer. That's when his dogs reacted. They jumped up and started barking aggressively, not playful, not curious. They were warning him. Whatever made that noise was nearby.
Part of me just wants it to be a cow or a coyote or something. Like, I just want to see something that I could know that it was it, just so I can just drop it. Like, I'm trying to sit up. The dogs are fighting. Hi.
He stared into the darkness beyond the firelight. Nothing visible, no movement. But the dogs wouldn't stop barking. Something was out there, and it didn't want to be seen. Exploring with Bear is a YouTube creator known for solo camping trips in remote wilderness areas, often choosing isolated locations far from civilization. His videos usually focus on quiet nights in nature, until this one took a terrifying turn. On this night, Bear settled into his tent deep in the woods and prepared to get some sleep. Everything seemed calm. The forest was dark, still, and silent.
Alright guys, I think I'm gonna try to get a little bit of sleep, and if I wake back up, I'll check back in. If I don't wake back up, I'll see you in the morning.
Not long after lying down, Bear was suddenly jolted awake. A loud crash echoed outside the tent. At first, he wasn't even sure if he had been fully asleep, but the sound was unmistakably real. As he listened more closely, he realized something was moving outside. Then it happened again. Footsteps. More than one. Whatever was out there wasn't just passing by. It walked directly up to the tent. The situation escalated rapidly. Objects began hitting the tent. Heavy impacts. Close. Intentional. Bear could hear breathing just inches away from him. In panic, he whispered, pleaded, begging whoever or whatever was outside to leave. He had no clear idea whether it was animals, people, or something worse, but one thing was obvious: he was not safe. After several agonizing minutes of silence, Bear made a decision. He took his chance and fled the campsite immediately, leaving everything behind.
I just heard I don't know if I was even all the way asleep or what, but there was a huge crash outside. Outside of the tent. It walked right up to the tent. Do you hear it? There it is again. What the heck is that? Oh. It's throwing stuff at the tent. I'm armed. No. Oh my God, I'm gonna have a freaking heart attack. Man, whatever that is, I don't know what. I almost feel like it could be people messing with me. I just heard it breathing. Oh! I can hear it. Please leave, please leave. Please leave. I think it's leaving. So it's been about 5 minutes and I haven't heard anything. But my heart's still about to beat out of my chest, and I'm gonna take this opportunity and leave right now before whatever that was. Sounded like there was 2 of them. There's people, creatures, whatever that was. I am leaving before they come back. I do not feel safe. I'm sorry guys, I'm not. Yeah, right now I hear nothing. I'm getting out of here.
7 days later, Bear returned during daylight to retrieve his belongings. What he found confirmed his worst fears. His tent had been destroyed. A heavy cinder block had been thrown directly onto it, right where his body would have been. The fabric was sliced open, the door cut apart as if someone had tried to look inside. This wasn't an animal. This was deliberate. Someone had attacked the campsite after he fled, and if he had stayed inside that tent any longer, the outcome could have been far worse. Bear left immediately and made one thing clear. He will never camp in that location again. And whatever was lurking in those woods was very real. Grizzly Gaz is a solo camping YouTuber known for spending nights in remote forests, often completely alone, documenting everything as it happens. In October 2023, he uploaded one of the most unsettling videos on his channel. That evening, he arrived at a woodland area rumored to be used for pagan rituals. He came straight after work, with little daylight left, searching for a large fallen tree said to be somewhere nearby. The forest already felt wrong. Still, he decided to stay.
Yeah, so like I was saying, it was roasting inside the hot tent, but all the bugs and stuff, it's just not for me. And once I'm in a tent, that's it. I just like to relax then. I don't want to be cutting up wood and this, that and other, especially in a confined space if it's raining. So, but I did enjoy it. I've only done it twice before, and I didn't particularly enjoy it then. Pretty hard to film in these one-man tents, so you're outside there in doorway, but not much happening at the moment. I might go back down to that place later on where the tree's falling down and that bit. You comfy, mate? Getting comfy on my sleeping pad and my quilt. Are you happy now? That wind's picking up.
As night fell, he set up his tent, cooked dinner, and tried to relax with his dog, Fendi. The woods were unusually quiet. Later, he went for a short walk in the darkness, noting how easy it would be to get lost among the identical trees and narrow game trails. Eventually, he returned to the tent and lay down to sleep. That's when things changed. At first, he heard what sounded like branches snapping, possibly wind, but the sounds grew closer. He could hear movement outside. Fendi became restless. Then suddenly, the tent moved. The fabric bent inward, as if someone physically pressed against it. This was no longer wind.
Let's pick it back up again now. So, I hope there's no widow makers following us. That'd be no good, would it, mate? Oh,
Oh, fuck!
Where the fuck? Fendi! Fendi! Come here, mate. Oh, you're alright. What the fuck with that? Fucking flies. Mate, come on. Fucking hell, this is all torch that I've got.
Inside the tent, panic took over. His light began flickering on and off. Outside, footsteps could be heard moving around him. Then came voices. Not animals, men shouting. The noise grew louder, closer, as if multiple people were surrounding the campsite. Realizing someone was right there, close enough to touch the tent, Grizzly Gaz made a decision. He grabbed his bag, took his keys, and ran. He fled the campsite in total darkness, leaving behind his tent and most of his gear, focused only on escaping the forest. When he later returned, the damage was clear. His tent was torn, his belongings disturbed. Who those people were and why they were there remains unknown. But one thing is certain, that night, Grizzly Gaz wasn't alone. And when something reaches out and touches your tent in the middle of the woods, running may be the only option left. In 2021, a YouTuber named Matt took on one of his most unsettling challenges yet, spending the night inside a pitch-black cave deep in the Australian wilderness. The idea came from a friend who once told Matt about a disturbing experience he had inside that very cave. According to him, something about the place felt deeply wrong. As a challenge, he dared Matt to go there alone and stay the night. Matt's channel is known for being far more extreme than most outdoor exploration channels. His videos often show him leaving civilization completely behind, traveling into remote areas for days at a time, surviving only on fish he catches and animals he hunts. In this video, Matt admits something concerning early on. He didn't bring any water with him, hoping he would be able to find some inside the cave. After nearly 4 hours of hiking through the wilderness, he finally locates the cave and climbs down inside using a makeshift ladder. As he ventures deeper, Matt begins crawling through narrow openings, checking different passages to see if they lead anywhere. That's when he starts to hear something. Rocks shifting near the entrance, the sound of an animal moving nearby. At one point, Matt even mentions feeling like he's being watched. The situation becomes far more disturbing around 11 p.m. as he sits down to eat his dinner, a simple meal of baked beans.
That is beautiful. Baked beans in a haunted cave. Oh my f***ing god. That was the sound. That is the sound. Did you hear that? Look at my arms. I got full goosebumps. It's the chains moving when I climb down the ladder. It's a big, heavy, thick chain. Wind can't move that. Holy shit.
On the night this footage was recorded, there was almost no wind, so whatever was moving couldn't be explained by the weather. There was only one possibility. Something else was down there with him.
I pray, I really hope you guys heard that chain move just then. It is 100% now. I heard it before. I'm 100% certain it's the chain that I walked in, that you climbed down into this cave on. It's moving. Now, you can't move that chain with wind. It's way too heavy. There is no wind coming in here. There's no wind even forecast. Holy shit. Oh my fucking god. Look, you must have heard that just then. Look at my arms, dude. Oh, this is fucked.
Shaken and clearly frightened, Matt decides to leave the cave. He begins preparing to get out, believing that staying any longer could be dangerous, but his night isn't over yet.
Okay, well, I've got my backpack back on and I'm booting on out of here. I just heard a sound. It's not normal, it's definitely not a normal sound, and I'm scared shitless, I'm not gonna lie. That sound, it was not normal. It's probably about 2.5 hours after I checked in with you guys, so it would be around 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and that sound was not normal. I'm getting out of here. Yeah. The bats can listen to this, just listen for 2 seconds.
After the strange noises stop, Matt changes his mind. Instead of leaving completely, he chooses to spend the rest of the night near the cave's entrance. A few hours later, he reports hearing hissing sounds, noises that he says resemble human voices. He searches around the cave but finds nothing that could be making those sounds other than signs of large animals. The most terrifying possibility is that Matt may have encountered a hostile squatter living inside the cave. While it's hard to imagine why anyone would choose to live in such conditions, the thought alone is deeply unsettling. Fortunately, once the sun rises, Matt safely exits the cave. He never returned. Mav is an outdoor YouTube creator known for traveling alone, fishing remote waters, and spending nights in quiet, overlooked places. His content usually feels calm and relaxing, focused on nature, road trips, and simple truck camping adventures. But this night was very different. In this video, Mav drives north toward the coast of Lake Superior in Minnesota. His plan is simple: sleep in his truck overnight, wake up early, and fish for salmon at sunrise. The weather is foggy, the area feels isolated, and everything seems normal at first.
A weird little stealth camping, boondocking type deal I've got going on tonight. I haven't ever been like... I just felt very overwhelmed earlier with how many people were driving by and like how many eyes I had on me. It's kind of a odd thing to have a bunch of cameras out and a truck bed with a bed in it. I mean, people can probably connect the dots there, what's going on. So, I don't know. Had to leave for a while and then came back and nobody's here, so...
After scouting the area, Mav notices something unsettling. Cars keep driving past his chosen spot. People linger nearby. At one point, he even talks to a local high schooler and realizes the place is used as a late-night hangout. Feeling exposed and uncomfortable, he briefly leaves, then returns once the area seems empty. He quietly sets up the bed in the back of his truck, keeping lights off to avoid drawing attention. He mentions feeling overwhelmed earlier, knowing people had been watching him. Eventually, the night grows quiet again. Mav lies down, trying to sleep. Then, something changes.
Alright, so there's people right outside. They just did a burnout in their truck. And they're just hanging out right here. I don't know what's going on. I know you can't see me right now, but I can't risk turning on any lights.
God, this is so annoying. Alright, well, they just want to hang out and play music, that's fine. Can you hear that right now? That's all wind.
Voices. Close to the truck. He hears people outside, engines running, doors opening. He stays completely still, refusing to turn on any lights. The tension builds as the sounds continue nearby. Later, after his main camera dies, something far worse happens. Mav hears a sharp, unmistakable sound. A gunshot. Then another sound. A ricochet. He realizes shots are being fired nearby. He describes how close it sounded, how sudden it was, and how shaken he felt lying in the truck with nowhere to go. Whoever fired the gun never approached the truck directly, but the message was clear. This was not safe. Mav stays awake for hours after that, unable to relax.
Alright, so my
main camera has died. It's about 2:30 in the morning, and I tried to get a little clip of it before my camera died, but there was like 2 kids out this way, and I woke up to like, it sounded like something dragging on the ground. I couldn't tell exactly where it was, but it sounded like it was in like this general direction and close to the truck, because the wind is like making so much noise in my truck. It had to have been close. This dragging goes on, and then all of a sudden there's a pop. I couldn't tell what it was at first, but then I realized that it was the sound of a gun, because there was the sound of a ricocheting bullet hitting concrete. It made like the pew sound. I know my reenactment noises are great, but it was pretty scary. Another one went off, and it sounded like a small gun, like a 22 or something, but it's 2:30 or 3 in the morning, and there's high schoolers outside of my truck playing with the gun.
By morning, the wind is still strong as the sun rises over the trees. Mav finally steps outside. He admits that this was the most scared he has ever been while truck camping. No confrontation happened, no explanation was given, just gunfire in the dark, and the realization that being alone doesn't always mean being safe. That night turned a simple fishing trip into a warning. Even quiet places can become dangerous without notice. Because of situations like this, most experienced campers will tell you that they fear encounters with people who have bad intentions far more than they fear aggressive animals while out in the wild. And this video is a perfect example of why. Love Sundays is a channel run by a man named Sai. He uploads videos documenting his solo camping trips across the United Kingdom. The video in question was uploaded in September of 2022 and shows what happened one night when Sai decided to camp along a quiet roadside in Cornwall. Technically, he wasn't supposed to stay there overnight. The spot wasn't a campsite, it was simply a roadside pull-off. Because of this, Sai did everything he could to make it as inconspicuous as possible that he was planning to sleep there. Before sunset, Sai climbed into his van and began preparing dinner, making a conscious effort to keep quiet and avoid drawing attention. To further reduce the chances of being noticed, he turned off his lights around 9 p.m. and went to bed. At first, everything seemed fine. But around 2 o'clock in the morning, the situation took a disturbing turn. It's not uncommon for solo campers to be asked to move in the middle of the night, especially if they've parked somewhere they're not supposed to be. However, in cases like that, it's almost always a police officer or an authorized official. And when that happens, they don't act like this. They don't silently approach a vehicle and start trying door handles. They knock first. They identify themselves verbally. Only after getting your attention do they ask you to move on. That's why it's extremely unlikely that this was law enforcement or anyone with legitimate authority. What's far more likely is that someone was attempting to break into the van. Fortunately, whoever tried to get inside left after just a few seconds, and Sai wasn't bothered again that night. Encounters like this can be incredibly unsettling, especially when you're alone, asleep, and far from help. Thankfully, Sai woke up the next morning unharmed and soon continued on to his next destination. Daniel O'Neill is a well-known British YouTuber who's been running the channel English Woodsman for nearly a decade. His content focuses on solo hiking trips and overnight stays deep in the wild forests of the United Kingdom. Most of his videos are calm and instructional, reviewing outdoor gear, documenting peaceful walks, and showing quiet nights surrounded by nature. However, in August 2023, Daniel uploaded a video filmed in a forest not far from his home, and this time, something felt very different. The footage unsettled viewers and left many questioning what may have actually happened to him that day in the woods.
We're going to be out Friday night, but I'm going away Saturday, so I've got a bit of a drive as well, so I didn't want to be tired, and it's going to throw it down Friday night as well, and rain camping is really good. A budget. Hello?
Without warning, clear footsteps are heard directly behind him. The sound is unmistakable, slow, deliberate, and far too close to be imagined. It feels as though someone is standing just a few feet away. Daniel immediately turns around to scan the area, but no one is there.
There's that noise again now. Hello? Hello? You got a bit of that. There's nobody here. And it sounds like someone's just walking around.
What makes the moment truly disturbing is what happens next. As soon as Daniel turns and calls out, "Hello?" the footsteps stop instantly. It's as if whoever was there was actively trying to avoid being seen. Daniel looks confused and shaken, clearly unsure of what he just heard or who could be hiding in the forest. Roughly 40 minutes into the video, the sounds return, and this time, they seem closer. Many people would have left immediately, but Daniel chooses to stay seated and finish his meal, trying to calm himself and maintain control. Despite the growing tension, he forces himself to act normal, which makes the situation even more unsettling. For a short while, the forest goes quiet again, and Daniel appears to regain his composure. Surprisingly, he even manages to focus on ordinary thoughts, almost as if he's trying to convince himself that nothing is wrong. But as darkness begins to fall, the movement returns. Now, the sounds are impossible to ignore.
I'm going to be honest. I can't stay here now. I want to be a wimp. I don't care if people call me a wimp in the comments, but I can't stay here. I'm too unsettled. I'm nervous. I've done camping like this loads of times. I think I'm gonna go find somewhere else to get this bivvy set up. But I'm leaving this spot.
Realizing the potential danger, Daniel decides it's no longer safe to stay and chooses to relocate for the night. It's unclear what was making the noise, but given how closely it resembled human footsteps, there's a strong possibility that someone had been watching him from the trees. The situation was extremely dangerous. When you're alone, deep in the forest, you can never know the intentions of another person. Daniel later mentions that the ground was slightly damp, meaning an animal wouldn't have produced such dry, consistent sounds. Many viewers also pointed out that animals don't walk with such steady rhythm. They stop, change pace, and move erratically. Whatever was out there that night, it wasn't behaving like wildlife. Fortunately, Daniel made the decision to leave, because no one can say what might have happened if he had stayed in that clearing after nightfall. Camper Vibe is a solo wild camping channel focused on quiet escapes into nature. No horror edits, no staged scares, just real nights spent alone in the woods. In early 2023, the creator decided to test her limits. After the chaos of Christmas, she needed silence. No crowds, no conversations. Just 48 hours alone in a woodland she had never camped in before. At the time, it felt like a simple choice. She arrived in the afternoon. Cold air, bare trees, rain on the way. She worked quickly. The tarp went up first, then the hammock. Everything packed away before darkness fell. The camp felt secure.
There is a lot of noises in these woods. Where's my spoon? It's getting cold. Oh! Whoa. Get that fire going, I think. Now the rain, I think the rain stopped. Or it stopped enough for a fire anyway. Sounds like kids screaming. That's just a train. Is it a bird or is it kids screaming? That's a bird. That's a gunshot. Don't know if you'll be able to hear a lot of this, it's pretty distant, but it sounds like kids screaming.
As night fell, the forest grew louder. Planes overhead, trains in the distance, owls calling, normal sounds. Then came something else. High-pitched screams echoing through the trees. She told herself it was wildlife. Later, the sounds changed. Slow movement, heavy footsteps, not rushing, not passing through. They circled the tent. She stayed still. She didn't turn on her light. If it was an animal, light wouldn't help. If it was a person, it would make things worse. The footsteps returned more than once. She barely slept.
That's just the owls. I didn't want to turn the light on earlier because I swear to God that was footsteps. That's just the owls though. This is definitely the scariest night I've ever had in a tent. I'm sure I can still hear footsteps. And trains.
The next day, she looked into the area. That's when she realized the truth. The nearby village holds a world record, the most haunted village in the UK. And the forest has a name, the Screaming Woods. A place linked not just to legends, but to unexplained deaths and disappearances. She stayed for one more night. At first, things felt normal. Deer moved nearby. The fire burned steadily. Then everything stopped. No animals, no wind, no distant noise, total silence. By morning, she packed up. Later, she made one thing clear. She doesn't believe in ghosts, but she knows the difference between animals and footsteps, and whatever moved around her tent that first night wasn't supposed to be there. Brendan Explores is a channel dedicated to stealth van camping in isolated locations across the UK. In March 2024, Brendan and his friend Steve parked deep in the hills of the Peak District, far from towns, houses, or regular traffic. By late evening, the area had gone quiet. The road disappeared into darkness. The hills around them felt empty.
Look at that for a park up. Oh, yes. So you said you wanted to go and look at the view? So,
I know.
Are you off up that top of that hill, are you?
No.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
That drone.
Yeah, we have, yeah. But look at that, though. Isn't that just absolutely epic?
Sometime after midnight, Brendan woke up inside the van. The cold was intense. The heater was running. Outside, there was no wind, no animals, no sound at all. Then a single light appeared at the top of the hill. It wasn't moving. It wasn't passing by. It was just there. Minutes later, the light vanished. Then a vehicle drove past the camp. Slow. Close. Too close for comfort. Not long after, another vehicle followed. Different engine, different sound. Both disappeared into the dark, then came back again. The same light reappeared on the hill. This time it shifted position.
Someone was just outside the van. Oh. You alright, mate?
Yeah. And there's a car. Did you have it as well?
Yeah.
Like a.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at you, mate. The car hitting about up there. It must have been. By the van. I don't know what he's doing up there. He's the one.
Hang on.
Worrying me a little bit.
Yeah, hang on.
He's got something to say.
What time is it?
You stay away from my van.
Honestly, when I heard that car go past, what were they doing?
I don't know, but we've got something up there who's got a big spotlight on. He's our problem. Because he's just driving backwards and forwards. If you look, he's definitely got a light on there. He's sitting up there. Is there something up there?
That scared the living daylights out of me.
Well, I just banged my roof, I did then.
Jesus. So what are they playing at up there then?
It's that light up there. It's
just stalking us.
It's if it's sitting up there with the headlights on. I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at. Are you?
Yeah, like whether it's a vehicle or not. Well, it's definitely a vehicle because I heard it.
Yeah, I heard it. It was a little like Ford Connect van.
Well, why is he just stood there or sat there like stalking?
Mate. If he's lucky, if you stand here, right, you can just see one line. If I move to it looks like there's two.
Honestly, that noise.
Here he is.
That Land Rover.
Yeah. Right.
They're playing music as well.
Okay, they saw me. I saw them. See you now. What I will say is we're here, right?
Yeah.
Look at the distance between the farm, right? That's a fair old way, that is.
Yeah.
And it's round a bend as well, so we're looking at it from here. The light's gone off. Right.
So what would that light have been then?
That would have been a vehicle, mate. I've got to be honest, like, because that farm's quite a way away. Now we've had another vehicle. Look, mate, look at the time, what time it is, right? You're not going to just get anybody coming down here, are you? And there's only another option of doing this, Brendan. Is the drone.
Apologies if you guys can't really see much because of how dark it is, but there's definitely something or someone at the brow of that hill. Look with your naked eye at the top of that hill.
Yeah. See, it's picking up something.
Yeah.
It's like, mate, it's a fire. Look at the heat off. Look at the glow off it.
the hell are they doing setting fires at this time of night?
It was quite a big fire that was, because it showed up, didn't it?
Car's gone past twice.
What you said, we have 2 vehicles.
Yeah.
Go past, but I haven't
What did you say? One was a van?
One was a van, definitely a little van.
Yeah.
And the other was
Land Rover.
Yeah, that Land Rover.
So conclusion in a nutshell is that we're going to carry on staying here. We're going to kind of disregard that a little bit. At least we know what the initial sound was that sounded, well, quite honestly, horrific in the middle of the night. But as Steve said, it would have been a lot better if whoever that was, whether it be farmer or friend or foe, whatever it was, at least if they'd have stopped and just said something, because we were outside the vehicles. It might have just given us a bit more of an inkling of what their intention was, but try and settle in again for the second time tonight. Alright, mate. Just give me a shout if you need me.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, if there's anything going on, just hit the horn, alright?
Yeah, alright, mate.
That's the best way of dealing with that.
Alright, I'll see you in the morning. Well, I'll see you in a few hours.
From inside the vans, Brennan and Steve watched in silence. The vehicles circled. One stopped briefly. Music played somewhere in the distance. Then everything went quiet again. No doors opened, no voices, no explanation. Whoever was out there didn't want to be seen, and they didn't want to be heard. Eventually, the engines faded away. The light went out. The hills returned to darkness. But the feeling didn't leave. Sleep never fully came. Every sound felt closer than it should have been. By morning, the camp was still intact. Nothing was touched, no signs left behind. Just a night that felt watched and unanswered. The Hoggett Project is a small outdoor channel focused on solo camping in remote areas. The creator films his trips without dramatic editing or effects, just the forest, the silence, and whatever happens naturally. In August 2024, he uploaded a video titled "Most Terrifying Camping Experience I've Had." What was meant to be a quiet night in the mountains of Washington quickly turned disturbing. He hikes deep into the woods, scouting the area. A creek runs nearby. The ground is soft, animal tracks are everywhere. Eventually, he chooses a small clearing and sets up his tarp and camp just as daylight fades. At first, everything feels normal.
This could be where I just hang out. Oh, this ground is soft. That might pose a problem.
Then the sounds begin. Heavy crunches, branches snapping, slow, deliberate movement in the trees. At first, he assumes it's an animal, maybe something coming to the creek for water. But the noises don't move away. They move closer. A loud sound comes from behind him, no more than 50 feet away. He stands up and shines his flashlight into the forest. Instant silence. Nothing moves. Nothing reflects the light. The unease grows. Earlier, the sounds came from uphill. Now they're level with him. Whatever it is, it's changing position. That's when he decides to leave.
That way, cannot see a thing. And I don't think I was recording earlier, but something made a heavy sound over there. Could have just been some old rotted logs settling. But up that way, a couple miles, there is a camp. But I don't think anybody's hiking this way back down. Anywho, I've heard that the red lamp keeps the bugs away. I don't know if that was me or something over there.
As he drives out, he glances back toward the creek. In his low beams, he sees something small near the water. When he switches to high beams, his stomach drops. A figure stands on the side of the road, 6 feet tall, human-shaped, dressed in camouflage. It doesn't move. He keeps the headlights on it for nearly 20 seconds. No reaction, no sound, just stillness. Then he looks away. Moments later, it's gone.
definitely something over there.
Documenting my experience and why I'm leaving. It's basically, it was all set up. It was getting dark. I had just gathered all the firewood. I had run back to the vehicle to grab my Carhartt jacket. Right about that time, as I sit down, I hear some noise. And I thought that my keys have hit the chair a certain way. And as I'm thinking about it, I'm about to go about my business, then I hear behind me where the creek is, about only 50 feet. I hear a couple more loud crunches. And that's when I stand up and I just shine the forest. Of course the noise has stopped, and I'm guessing whoever it was, it found a good spot to lay low. I didn't see any eyes glowing back, didn't see any movement, other than I did see a bat. But definitely that is not what made the loud noises. In all this, I probably shined the light on the forest for a good 3 to 4 solid minutes. Nothing. And I said, okay, and I'm thinking I'll go back to just doing what I'm doing. But this is the second occurrence. Probably about a half an hour before that, I heard it up the hill. This time it's down parallel with me. I scouted the woods when it was daytime, just so I can get a good idea of what's around me. It's not really easy terrain to maneuver in. And anywho, I sat there for a minute and I was just thinking, okay, do I go ahead with the fire? And I was like, I'm not scared right now, but I'm also thinking maybe I'm too close to the stream. That's gonna attract the animals coming to get a drink. All that said, I decided to pack up camp. I was like, well, I don't know if I'll have fun now. Then the other one out here, and it was really dark back in these woods. Getting all packed up, and once I get out to the road, I just take a quick look up towards where the creek is, and this is where it gets terrifying. And I thought I had pressed record, but it was not recording. But anywho, I've got my low beam on at this point. I think I see something small. Maybe it's like a raccoon or something right there by the water. And as I hit the high beam, this is when I see it. I see something standing there on the side of the road, pretending to be a statue. Whatever this was decided it was just gonna freeze, and then maybe I wouldn't think it was anything. But as I'm looking in that direction, I'm not even kidding, it looks like somebody dressed up in camo. And they've got their back slightly angled away. I'd say like at a 45 degree. They're standing there about 6 feet tall, looking like a human that I just caught that was probably sneaking up on me. That's all I can think. When I saw what it was, a human, and I kept the light on him for a good 20 solid seconds without saying anything. The fear just kind of washed over me because I'm thinking, what's gonna happen? Call them out like, hey, what are you doing? And they're all camoed out. Maybe they'll just say, oh crap, he caught me, now I'm gonna shoot him. I mean, we're out in the middle of the woods. They say that people are the ones to fear. It's not the animals. That is what happened, and eventually after the 20 seconds, he didn't move, he just kept standing there. So I just pretended like, oh, maybe I didn't see you then. On my way out, periodically I turned back, checked. Nope, didn't see him, he's gone. And that's that. Very, very strange, and I don't know what the plan was for me if I'd stayed there.
He never finds out who that person was, or what they were doing out there, but the message is clear. Out in the woods, it's not always the animals you should be afraid of. In September of 2024, a solo camper known as Josh set out after work looking for a quiet night in the woods. The weather was far from perfect. Fog clung to the trees, rain soaked the ground, but for Josh, that only added to the atmosphere. He had camped in these woods years before. Back then they felt peaceful, familiar. This time, something felt different.
I don't think it's going to stop raining tonight at all. I don't mind, I've got my shelter up now, but I'm starting to get hungry. Like I said, I've just come from work today, so...
As daylight faded, Josh chose a sheltered spot and began setting up his tarp. The forest was wet, heavy, and unusually still. He tried to stay focused, cutting wood, preparing a fire, distracting himself. Solo camping does that to you. Your mind starts filling in the silence. Then the sounds began. Movement in the bushes. Slow, deliberate, close. Josh paused, listening. No voices, no lights. Just the sound of something pushing through the undergrowth. He told himself it was nothing. Rain, animals, falling branches. But the forest didn't sound the same anymore.
I'm just literally sat over there trimming the wood down, cutting it down how I like it. And I can just hear some mad movement going on in those bushes over there. I can't tell if it's like the rainfall just making quite a commotion, or there maybe rabbits or deers maybe walking through, or any dog walkers or whatever, I don't know. Bit spooky. It'd be just the rain anyway. I don't know why I let these things play on my mind sometimes. It happens, you know, guys, it happens. Literally, camping out solo is a wonderful thing for many reasons. But sometimes your mind just plays tricks on you. And you think you can hear like treading through the woods, but can't hear any talking, can't see any torches. It's just me in here, I assume. But I'm gonna carry on, push through, make a fire, enjoy myself.
The birds had stopped singing. That's when the tension truly set in. Off camera, the movement grew heavier. Not random, not passing through. Josh noticed shapes shifting in the bushes, dark silhouettes moving when he wasn't speaking. Every instinct told him the same thing. Someone or something was watching.
I'm finding it really difficult. Do you know what I mean? You heard that. And it's really quiet. There should be birds singing. There was birds singing, and I just noticed they've just stopped singing. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't they be singing? I'm finding it really difficult to focus. Lovely little spot. Lovely food to be cooked. A night under stars. When the camera was off, I heard some really heavy movements in the bushes, and I'm pretty sure I saw something in the bushes as well. As I was standing still, there was this movement there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to leave my tarp here in the woods. My bag is already packed. I'm just going to grab what I can grab and come back here in the morning, and maybe just do a bit more talking with you there. So I think it's important to be real with you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna pack up. I guess I could take this tarp away, but I just don't really want to. Alright, I'm gonna go, guys.
Hello?
His bag was already packed. Without wasting time, Josh grabbed what he could, leaving his shelter behind, and walked out of the woods. Later, he admitted this wasn't fear from imagination. He had spent countless nights alone outdoors. He knew the difference between wildlife and something that didn't want to be seen. That night, the woods felt wrong. And sometimes, survival isn't about bravery. It's about listening to that quiet voice telling you, when it's time to leave, you leave.